If you ever need help, call Private Eye Barnaby Jones. He's only 90. Lee
Barnaby
Merriweather.
Jones.
Lee Merriweather.
Starring Buddy Ebsen.
Lee Merriweather.
Also starring Lee Merriweather. With guest stars.
Exactly. We do not need to hear the guest stars. Frank McGill, who? From 1975, Barnaby Jones. And his nephew or son or whoever, Jedediah. Wow. Have some milk, a little Metamucil. Get the oxygen tank going. It's Barnaby Jones. Coming up after the Lawrence Welk Show with the bubble machine. Going at full blast. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday. A ton of stuff going on. A lot going on. 23 days left in the recall. Sign that thing already, huh? 22 days until Mardi Gras Day. Mardi Gras is about to, engage, clutch, shift gear. And then we'll do that again in about a week. And then a week or so from this weekend, it's that 10-day run that is out of control. Parades every day. And then, of course, the weekend before Mardi Gras. That's where it just keeps building and building and building and building and building. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, that is just like, if you have work to get done in New Orleans, you're trying to move the needle as far as like your job, vocation, forget about it. Grab a beer, kick back, and enjoy. Mardi Gras, unbelievable. 3 weeks from tomorrow. Speaking of unbelievable, hot and muggy out there. Hot might be in a little exaggeration. I went to Fausto's, a creature of habit, had my red beans and rice today, sat outside at Fausto's, dined outside because it was low 70s with the humidity, mid 70s with the breeze, felt nice. So when I say hot and muggy, it's not like you're sweating outside. You folks doing manual labor, digging a hole, roof work, air conditioning work, you're sweating, you're perspiring. Landscaping, gardening, cutting the grass, you're sweating, you're perspiring. You folks doing a lot of exercise outside, you're sweating, you're perspiring. It would be hot and muggy to you folks. To regular folks, not doing too much physical action, it's actually nice. But late January, I think I can say hot and muggy. Just crazy out there, huh? 78 degrees, feels like 80, 81 right now. Over 70% humidity, like the concrete sweating. You know what I mean? We all know that. Just strange weather. Good news, Friday, a cold front rolls in. Looks like a really nice weekend. Cooler temperatures, realistic January/February temperatures, and sunny. Yeah, 3 weeks from tomorrow, Mardi Gras Day. 3 weeks from Wednesday, the recall effort deadline. Sign it already. It sets up a recall election. I don't know how anyone in New Orleans that is a registered voter won't or can't or refuses to sign the recall. I don't get it. You should be seeking it out, and it's easy. There are locations to sign all over the city. You may have even received a self-addressed stamped envelope where you fill out the form, stick it in the envelope with a stamp, and send it back. Go online, knowlatoya.org. You can print out a sheet. You do have to hand fill it in, sign it and send it in, or sign it and go online. They'll show you where the recall, little pop-ups are all over Metro New Orleans, sometimes as many as 7, 8, 10 a day. There's one within could be a few blocks, a few miles at the worst from where you live or work. Come on already, huh? 23 days left. The mayor the mayor earns a third election. Signing the recall, and if the 53,000 signatures are achieved, it doesn't oust the mayor. It doesn't oust the mayor. I think a lot of folks feel you sign, the mayor's gone. And this retaliation excuse is lame. Trust me, in a few months, I'll explain something to you where you'll go, my God, Corey, you did that and you were still doing what you do on the radio, and knowing that there could be a threat of retaliation that's a lot more real than you signing the recall effort. Now, I'm working on something business related, city of New Orleans approval needed. Well, Ben, I better not run that parody spot on the mayor. I better lay off the mayor. Are you kidding me? Nothing I do changes. The mayor stinks. The mayor's crooked. The mayor's a joke. And I'm not going to back off on that. I never have, never will. Never. It's not how I'm built. I wish there were more talk radio show hosts in the city that were simply viable, that you want to listen to. And I wish there were some that went at it like I did. Sometimes I feel like, I'm a cornerback in the NFL with no safety help. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but there's no one in the city in any kind of news media function that does what I do. Now, the investigative reporters, I love them, from Lee Zurich to Hammer to Travers Mackle. Those folks are great. And they do stuff that feeds my show. They're real journalists that earn their pay, and they do a great service to New Orleans. But I'm also talking about what they do and having strong opinions, never backing down, not flaky, consistent. I know what I stand for. And never, Friday, I have Frank Brightson on, Fletcher Mack. I'm going to have Brett Martel in the next hour. That's about as softballish as it gets. No, every day, we tell it like it is. We attack the folks that need to be attacked. My agenda, you, citizens of New Orleans, citizens of the state of Louisiana. Sign the recall already. NoLatoya.org. No excuses. No excuses. If you're an Orleans Parish resident, and you don't sign the recall, I don't know. There's something wrong with you. You're part of the problem. Look, if you're on the fence, which would be insane, I don't know about if I want to oust the mayor or not. At least you have to admit she deserves a third election. And that's what this recall does. If 53,000 signatures are achieved, Governor John Bell Edwards, after the Secretary of State, approves those, verifies those signatures, John Bell Edwards will call a special election in New Orleans. We get to go vote and decide, do I keep LaToya Cantrell as mayor or do I oust her as mayor? It's as simple as that. Do the right thing. Black, white, old, young, Republican, Democrat, gay, straight, whatever. You're an Orleans Parish resident. My God, we deserve better. We deserve better. Sign the recall already. NoLatoya.org. Yeah, 15-year-old girl shot in New Orleans East. 24-year-old shot in Hammond. Oh, I'm sorry. No, no, that was Hammond. That's right. Auto thefts. New Orleans averages a car stolen about every 45, 50 minutes. 24/7, 365 right now. About every 45 or 50 minutes, Orleans Parish, New Orleans, a car is stolen. Speaking of, Rafael Goyeneche, yet again, will join us in a few minutes on the program. More with Rafael Goyeneche. I mentioned Brett Martel joining us in the 5 o'clock powwow. Brett Martel, a 25-year veteran of the Associated Press. He'll join us live from Baton Rouge in the PMAC, where third-ranked LSU, the women's hoop team's going at it. Kim Mulkey, my God, what a winner, what a competitor she is. It's amazing. Leaves Baylor, comes to LSU. Right away, a nationally ranked team. Right now, third in the country. What are they, 20-0? Baylor drops out of the top 25 for the first time in 20 years because there's no Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey equals winner. Winner. Amazing what she has done in Baton Rouge. Amazing what Leitrim does every day. Truly a New Orleans born, bred, based global manufacturing giant, a New Orleans company. And all they do is expand and grow. 1,300 plus employees in Elmwood, a few hundred in Hammond. That means East Bankers, West Bankers, North Shore folks. There's a job for you at Leitrim. Go to their website, Leitrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Leitrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Do it now, Leitrim.com. Corey Johnson with you. Don't move.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie. West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool side. NolaAC.com, your cool side.
Butte, right, Crescent City, and beyond. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now in Mid-City? The ultimate New Orleans wind-down spot. Lunch and dinner 7 days a week. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. A bunch of great New Orleans characters in there every day. But the most important part, a taste of New Orleans. Big portions, great for sharing. From pizzas to po' boys and so much in between. Katie's in Mid-City. And hey, you folks out near Harahan, Elmwood, Old Jefferson, River Ridge, the Katie's of Harahan, bienvenue. Bringing a little of that Katie's Mid-City New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue, right in the curve, right in the bend in the road. Bienvenue. Yeah, and Katie's in Mid-City, Monday afternoon, New Orleans. He's like our co-host almost these days. Rafael Goyeneche joins us from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. How are you, Rafael?
I'm fine, Corey. How you doing?
Doing well. Hey, let's do this backwards instead of jamming it in at the end like we often do. How can folks out there get the crime bulletin that I get once a week, that can get your other email blasts that I get once a week? How can folks report a crime or some deviant behavior that they're hoping you guys can help out?
Well, so if you're interested in doing any of the things you discussed, you can register. There's no charge to receive the weekly updates on crime and prosecutions at metrocrime.org, or you can call the office because your email address will add it to the database for you. The same thing goes with if you have information about ethical, administrative, or criminal wrongdoing. Give us a call at the office. Contact us via our website, metrocrime.org. Provide us with the information, and we'll get back to you and let you know if we can.
Rafael Goyeneche's with us. Hey, Rafael, we've already... Yep. Hey, Rafael, we've already exceeded the number of murders in January so far compared to all of January last year.
Yes, Corey?
Yes, I got you, Rafael. Yeah. We've already exceeded January's murder total this year compared to all of January last year. Uh-oh. Why don't we try Rafael again? We've got a bad cellular device connection. We'll hook right back up with Rafael Goyeneche in a minute. Hey, I want to let you know the Rouse's Markets phone lines are always open. We're not like the other guys. We don't screen calls, and we don't cut you off when we disagree. Absolutely mind-boggling how folks do that. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. You're welcome to dial us up anytime you want. I think we have a better cellular device connection now, Rafael. You there? Rafael?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, got you now. Hey,
yes.
More homicides so far this year in January than all of January last year. Is that true?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow.
We still have 2 days left in the month.
Exactly.
Now, that's the bad news. The good news is some of the other categories of crime are down. But let's not sugarcoat it. I mean, the problems that we've been living with over the past 3 years are not going to be fixed by just replacing the superintendent of police.
Right.
We're down 300 officers. You know, the criminal justice system needs a lot of work, from the DA's office to the sheriff to the judiciary to the jury commissioners, getting out the proper questionnaires to prospective jurors. There's virtually a lot of work to be done, and the problems are not so simple as just appointing a new interim superintendent.
Is it safe to say, Rafael, even with the NOP numbers down, what they do have, they're doing a pretty good job? Is it safe to say the DA is moving in the right direction? And is it safe to say the judges and magistrates with their terrible bail and bond efforts, that might be the most glaring problem, or I'm missing something?
No, so the silver lining in all of this is, I think, and we've talked about this before, the silent majority has become the vocal majority. And the mayor is heard it. That's why we're seeing increased emphasis on providing resources to the police department. The district attorney's office has heard it. The judiciary has heard it. The sheriff has heard it. And I think that there is now a sense of urgency to coordinate the criminal justice system to a greater degree than what we've experienced over the last several years.
Yep.
So it's going to take some time to turn this aircraft carrier around. But I think that the public officials have heard what the public expects, and they're starting to move in a common direction, addressing our violent crime problem.
The parade routes are, full go. Mardi Gras is a full go. I'm a little nervous, Rafael, if we have these car break-ins around a Saints game or Pelicans game or an event at the Sanger. How are we going to control these thugs breaking into cars, a few blocks off St. Charles Avenue on either side of St. Charles for miles and miles?
Well, your concerns are shared by me. They're shared by the police department. And they are going to have a strategy. That doesn't mean that no one's going to be victimized. The odds are the offenders know that the numbers are in their favor. They know better than anybody that if the police are working the parade routes, then there's going to be very few officers available on patrol around the parade routes. So the police department's going to take all of that into consideration, and they may reshuffle the deck a little bit. I think they're going to have some surprises and some contingencies. One of the reasons I'm optimistic is that the new interim police chief, Michelle Woodford, she's already doing things differently than her predecessor. She's embracing some different strategies that were largely de-emphasized under the prior administration. And I think that she's going to release a crime plan. And the plan will be stating in broad strokes what she is attempting to accomplish. I don't think she's necessarily going to publish what's going to be her Mardi Gras strategies because she doesn't want the offenders to be aware of it.
Yep.
But I think that they're going to take into consideration the recent crime trends with automobile thefts, automobile burglaries, and have a deployment plan to address those types of issues that will emerge with the cars parked off of the parade routes.
Speaking of cars, Rafael, we're averaging a car stolen in New Orleans, Orleans Parish, one car stolen about every 45 to 50 minutes. Better than 24 a day. And that's 24/7, 365 right now so far this year. About every 45 or 50 minutes, a car stolen in New Orleans. That's crazy.
Right. So that's one of the emerging crime trends that we're seeing. And what I think the police, I think it gives the public some sense of what law enforcement is up against. Because as trends emerge, law enforcement has to devise strategies to deal with it. And the police department can't fix this all by themselves. So yes, an automobile theft is a property crime, but we know that a lot of the automobile thefts are being used as transportation for offenders that are committing violent crimes in other parts of town and in other parishes. So if law enforcement makes an arrest for an automobile theft, it's incumbent upon the district attorney's office and the judiciary to recognize the danger that these individuals pose to the community and setting bail appropriately and prosecuting these individuals for felony offenses. So one of the ways that we're going to, I think, have to approach this is that everybody's entitled to bail. And if an automobile thief is arrested and post bail, there needs to be an electronic monitor assigned to that individual. And the geolocation of everyone wearing an electronic monitor needs to be shared with the police department every day, so that if there is a major crime committed, including automobile thefts, they geomap every offense. And anyone wearing a monitor that is at the scene for crime when a crime is committed needs to, that's a potential suspect that the police need to investigate, see if they can link them to that offense. They arrest them, and then the district attorney's office says to the judge that this is a repeat offender, and bail needs to be increased appropriately in proportion to the risk that they pose to the community.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just this technology's there. It's 2023. We need to pounce on that. Hey, Rafael, always a pleasure having you, man. Thanks for all the info and everything you do.
Anytime. Thank you, Corey.
That's Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission joining us on the program again. Yeah, you right. Monday afternoon. Hey, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. First ever Mardi Gras parade. First all-women's crew. Name the 3 super crews. First Mardi Gras parade to throw doubloons. 4 big questions out there for you. 766-9480. Yeah, you right. Coming right back.
Hi, everyone. It's Tommy Wrong for AsbestosMoneyGrab.com. This is not, I repeat, not for folks with real asbestos problems. But if you're like me and were maybe taking a shop class in high school where you maybe breathed in some brake dust and you know for certain you're fine, but you're the type of person that takes advantage of these types of situations, get tested, lawyer up, and steal some money like me. Go to I'm not really hurt at all, but like exploiting the system for free cash.com.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Got a full slate for you, including Brett Martel live from Baton Rouge and the PMAC. Number 3, Lady Tigers going at it, Kim Mulkey's bunch. A Super Bowl first, both starting quarterbacks, Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, black quarterbacks, 11 starters at QB this year in the NFL. That's about a third of NFL starting quarterbacks when 2/3 of the league is black. The Kelsey brothers will be playing against each other, never on the field at the same time. Travis is a Kansas City tight end. His brother Jason is the Eagles center. So they both play offense. But that's a first. The jersey the mom was wearing was pretty cool. It's like a Kansas City Eagles jersey hooked together. Pretty neat. Hey, let's head to the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone lines are always open. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. You got the answer? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. First all women's crew. You got the answer? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. First Mardi Gras parade to throw doubloons. You got an answer? I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. And a softball pitch. 3 super crews. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Jay joins us in Country Club Gardens. I'm trying to think where that is. What is that? Metairie Road, like Orleans Parish, right before the 17th Street Canal, Bel Air, Maryland Drive, Fairway. Am I warm, Jay, or I'm not?
You are correct, Johnny.
Nice. All right. I thought
Good job. Must have gone to De La Salle. Love it.
I went to De La Salle High School, 5300 St. Charles Avenue. Yes.
Brother Richard was there.
Yeah, Brother Richard was there. He was out of control. He was a trip. I remember we'd have pep rallies in the gym, and De La Salle back then was about 1,200 students. So you'd have like 600 on one side of the gym, 600 on the other, and he'd be getting the team fired up for a pep rally, and he'd do the Cavalier thing. Give me a C, and C. Give me an A, give me a V. And then all of a sudden he'd just start coughing because he was a prolific smoker. Like his beard and mustache was stained with nicotine, and he would learn and then get back to the thing. It was pretty funny. Anyway, yes, Jay, I am a De La Salle Cavalier. I hope you got an answer for one of these questions besides the super crew.
No, the answer I have is for the parade that threw out the first doubloon.
Nice.
That would be
a little tougher.
The School of Design, a.k.a. Rex.
That is correct. Do you know the year?
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding.
What do we have for her, Johnny?
Boy, Jay, how do you know all that? Are you a member of Rex?
I cannot confirm nor deny it, but I do know some stuff.
That's a yes, LaToya Cantrell. That kind of answer. That is a definitive yes. Yeah, I've got a 1960 doubloon. I don't know what these things are worth anymore, but when I was a kid, they actually had value. I remember going off Bank Street. There was a doubloon shop, and I had like, I don't know, however long I collected them, probably from 1960 to about probably 80 or 82. I remember the little mini green Bacchus doubloons. They were a rarity. Everyone had like a bronze and a silver or a gold. Then every parade had like an extra color, blue, green, something different that was the least amount. You know, that maybe 10% of the other colors, they had this one color that was really tough. And I remember being like a 12, 13-year-old kid, you know, I think at like Pandora by my house, it was like a pink doubloon that you wanted. Give me a pink one, you know, and they'd throw you a bunch of silver and gold. You're like, pink. But yeah, you're right. 1960 Rex.
You know what my favorite doubloon was?
What's that?
Popeyes.
Boy, the Popeyes.
The chicken.
They used to throw a Popeyes doubloon, and you could go to Popeyes and you get a free 2-piece dinner with that doubloon. How great was that?
Hell, that was awesome. You'd think somebody, you know, like Cane's or somebody would, you know, do the same thing.
Jay, that's so funny you say that. I was thinking that a few weeks ago. Raising Cane should have like a box combo doubloon or get a free finger with your order. Something of value. You know, the 2-piece at Popeyes doubloon was pure gold. There's no doubt. I love those doubloons. I mean, you'd get at the Mardi Gras balls, and I don't know. I always got them. I think my parents got them from one of their friends. Those multicolored, tricolor, kind of metal and glass doubloons. Those were totally cool.
Yeah, or the ones that weren't even doubloons, they were kind of like almost like 2 hearts or something. At one, it started getting way out of control, and every float had a doubloon, and it was like different, like triangle instead of circular, and then the whole bottom fell out of it.
Yeah, does Rex throw any doubloons anymore?
They sure do.
Oh,
yes,
good.
They do.
Do other parades throw doubloons, you think, or Rex is one of the few that's left?
I'm aware of a few other organizations that do throw out the doubloon.
Now, I've been pushing
on Friday and Thursday nights. Those organizations do.
Okay, good. The old school ones. Hey, I've been talking about more of, not necessarily like a green Mardi Gras, which is great. I love that lanyapa gravy, but just let's get off the plastic. Let's get off of ban any Chinese throws. That country's a nightmare. Look at TikTok and the Hyundai and Kia car thefts. They restrict TikTok in China with children. They really push it for kids in America to kind of warp our brains. We need to, get off of that stuff. But I'd like no Chinese throws, no plastic throws. One of the greatest throws I've ever seen, that like stainless steel tumbler you guys throw. Is that still a throw this year for Rex or no?
My understanding is that it is. It'll be another color.
Those are awesome. I mean, those are just great. That's a keeper. And something you could have for years and years and years and actually use it in your house all the time.
Sustainability. That's the name of the game, right? Sustainability. I
want something that I want, Jay, oh, wow, I got that cup. I'm going to use that, I want that kind of thing. I want,
or that,
kitchen utensils.
Something.
What's that?
Right. Or the doubloon that'll get you something, right?
Yeah, like a Popeyes 2-piece, no doubt.
I love it.
Great call, Jay. Hang on, all right?
All right. Thank you, Corey. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, you're right. That's Jay in Country Club Gardens, right up Metairie Road before the 17th Street Canal in Orleans Parish. That Maryland Drive, Bel Air Drive, Fairway. I guess across the street, you got Longview Gardens, Bamboo Road, Country Club Drive, all of that over there. Pretty good area. Right back to the phone lines we go. Jay, don't go anywhere. Jason, a.k.a. the Ragin' Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black, is going to field get some info from you and tighten you up with that $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Let's head to Metairie, Louisiana. Or is it pronounced Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. Gilly, what's happening in Metairie? Gilly is out of there. Back to the phone lines we go. Harold. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Carol in Metairie. What up, Carol?
Yeah. Listen, I think I know one of the parades. It's an all-women's parade.
I'm looking for the first all-women's crew to parade.
Oh, well, I don't know. But anyway, M-U-S-S, Muse.
Muses,
all women with the big shoe.
Muses, right?
Yeah, they have the big shoe. One of them rides in the. So I thought maybe I thought I had the right answer.
Hey, Carol, when's the last time you won a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate?
Last year. You all said I had to wait 6 months, and it would be this year.
All right, so it was like summertime.
Well, I guess so. Something like that. Well, you should have your buddy must know when that was, because you all told me, no, you can't have another chance because you have to wait 6 months. Well, it's past 6 months.
Jason, get to work. He doesn't know. We're firing Jason. He should know right off the top of his head. Carol won July 15th. Carol, I'm with you. Jason, what's going on?
I don't know. You all are kind of mixed up a little bit today.
I think you're right. I think we're mixed up.
But I love your program. I'm watching you right now, and I really do think a lot of you, and I do go eat the red beans on Monday.
Oh, where?
And
over at Fausto's?
You saw me one time, and I told you I was 92, and you said I look like I was 52. Now, in April, I'll be 93.
Wow, yeah, my mom's 92, still drives.
I know she is. I heard you say that.
Yep.
And she's still as good as me, I'm sure.
Yeah, mentally sharp, physically fine, drives a car. She knows what's going on.
Yeah. So what's the deal? Did I win or lose?
5-card stud. You need a card? All right, the deal, Carol, you are incorrect. But I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate anyway.
That's so nice of you to do that for me. You made my day.
You made my day, Carol. Thanks for calling.
Maybe I'll see you. Remember I said maybe I'll see you again over at the restaurant for red beans.
Yeah, over at Fausto's. Nice.
Yeah.
Carol, hang on. Jason's going to get some info from you, and we'll get you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. First all-women's crew to parade. Muses is incorrect. But Carol's so sweet, we're going to get her to the Woodhouse. That question's still out there. 766-9480. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. 3 weeks from tomorrow, Mardi Gras Day. 3 weeks from Wednesday, the final day for the NoLatoya.org, the recall effort for the mayor. 23 days left. Sign it already. It doesn't recall the mayor. It sets up an election where we get to go vote to either keep her in office or oust her from office. She deserves that election. She has earned a third election. What a nightmare this mayor is. 3 more years of LaToya Cantrell. I mean, think about that. 3 more years if you don't sign the recall and vote her out of office. 3 more years of junkets and Pontalba apartment entitlement mentality and doing absolutely zero for us. No one anywhere, including the mayor, can name a dollar or a single job created. Not one from all these junkets. Nothing. I mean, it's sinful. Nashville mayor, a woman, has an affair. She resigns from office. Just a major difference on how New Orleans and Nashville operate, what we tolerate. Tampa, Florida, the RTA director there, I mean, it's not called the RTA, the transit director was also the transit director at the RTA. Literally, this lady was double dipping. 2 jobs, both paying a couple $100,000 each. Tampa, they find out, they fire her immediately. New Orleans, put on administrative leave while they investigate, and she still gets paid. There's just these major differences between winning cities and losing cities. And New Orleans falls in the losing city category because the apathy of the citizenry and what we tolerate. It's pathetic. And that John Alario mentality, I know he's a West Banker and he's not in Orleans Parish, but his mentality, his strength is, how much can I get away with before people have a meltdown and say something about it? How do I go right up against that ceiling before people have a meltdown and start complaining about it? It's unbelievable. What can I get away with? Not what can I do for you, the citizens. What can I get away with? John Hilario. What a piece of garbage that old man is. I saw him walking into Fausto's, of all things, about a month or so ago. You know, for a minute, I was like, boy, he's getting old, slowing down. And then I was like, what a piece of garbage. One son on state commission to state commission. He's been like on 5 commissions, doesn't know anything about anything. And he keeps going to these different commissions. The other one's a riverboat pilot. How about the Heitmeyers? Equally as, egregiously corrupt as John Hilario. I think there are 140 riverboat pilots within the 3 different branches of riverboat pilots. Heitmeyers, there's like 6 of them. Like 1 out of 20 almost of any riverboat pilot in South Louisiana is a Heitmeyer. Like 6 of them earning $500,000 plus a year and no expertise. Some of these riverboat pilots think they're astronauts or F-16 fighter pilots. Like, man, we're a select few. We're like, some Army Ranger or Navy SEAL. Like, not everyone can pilot a ship on the river. No. It's the exact opposite. If you dopes, Heitmeyers, and Hilarios can pilot a ship on the river, any human being on planet Earth can learn to pilot a ship on the Mississippi River. It's a joke. You're not an F-16 fighter pilot. You're not an astronaut. You're nothing special at all. At all. And the river's fierce and it takes special skill. Not when you dopes are doing it. That's just a fact. I don't know who you think you're kidding. Enjoy the money. Enjoy the money. Let's go to Gail in Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West. Home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. What up, Gail?
Hi, nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you. How's it going this afternoon?
It's going pretty good. Yes, we do have a good bit of traffic. I just got out of it, but I do like your show.
Thanks, Gail. I appreciate that. Thanks so much.
I like people that tell the truth.
That's what I try to do every day, Why lie? Why exaggerate? Why embellish? Tell it like it is. A lot of folks are like looking for controversy, seeking out. I'm like, I live in New Orleans. It's every day, all the time, there's controversy right out there. You just have to, you don't even have to look very hard. It jumps out at you. It's easy. Anyway, what's on your mind today, Gail? Lower that radio or TV. I can't stand that show host's voice.
I know. Listen, I was just calling up about the question because I heard you ask it.
Yep.
Was it any female thing or Metairie or Kenna?
First all-women's crew to parade.
I think it's the crew of Iris.
Iris? They still parade?
Huh?
They still parade?
I don't know.
What year did they start, you think?
Not sure.
1959, the first all-women's crew to parade. Iris, you are correct, Gail.
You're right.
Oh, I am good.
What do we have for her,
I almost
Johnny?
said the crew of Diane because they've been around a long time, too.
That would have been a good guess, like Carol and the Muses guess, but Iris is correct, Gail. You're going to the Woodhouse. Now, you said you're in Metairie. They got a Woodhouse on Transcontinental at West Esplanade. Convenience.
Oh, cool.
Yep. All right, Gail, I'm going to put you on hold. Jason's going to get some info from you, and we're going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. First all-women's crew to parade. Iris. Hey, I still got a couple of questions left for 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Ever. First parade ever. First crew to parade. Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. And a softball pitch. The 3 super crews. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480, 504-766-9480. Yeah, the Woodhouse Day Spa, 4 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, the North Shore in Slidell, and a 5th location, North Shore in Mandeville. Coming soon. Yeah, you're right. 5 o'clock powwow next. Look at this guy wiggling around on the floor down there. What's up, buddy? What are you doing? Yawning? What? The 5 o'clock powwowers next. Yep. Good job with those folks with correct answers to the Woodhouse. You're right, Blue Boy. What else? Folks need to stick around. A lot more coming your way. Good job, buddy. Good boy.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
If you or a loved one are suffering from addiction, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
I feel personally, when I walk around on the grounds, that it's sacred ground. It's healing. Just the environment is healing. Just being here makes one feel like that, I can let go. I can let go of the worry. I can let go of the stress that I've been carrying around for a long time. We don't shame anybody. We don't blame anybody. We don't judge anyone. Just that alone really is the foundation on which everything else that we do is done.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week, lock of the week, lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children. Send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers. And we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now, now, now.
Making your way in the world today takes everything.
I got this memo from corporate. Corey Johnson, the 5 o'clock power hour is officially canceled. We're going to play 2 30-minute reruns of Cheers from like 40 years ago. Woody Harrelson wasn't even bartending yet. Wow. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. 2 episodes of Cheers back-to-back coming your way. Can't you get that like on Nick at Night or whatever that is? Oh, boy. Cheers. Next. Where's Drew Brees? Let's go to La Jolla, California, his multi-million-dollar complex. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees. I think it's pronounced Brees. Mr. Brees. I remember the first time I interviewed Drew Brees. It was the last time the Saints, when bringing in free agents, would allow the media to interview him. I think the Saints were like, why did we even do this? We don't know if this guy's going to sign with us or not. These free agents we bring in, why bring them to the media? Let the media find them for themselves. And I swear I was like this close going, hey, man, there's something on your cheek. When Brees had that birthmark, because I didn't know what Brees looked like up close. I asked the question to Drew Brees, you're coming from San Diego, La Jolla. You're about to go visit Miami, South Beach. Now you're in New Orleans, post-Katrina wrecked New Orleans. Is that going to affect anything with you? And I think the Saints organization's like, dude, we're trying to sign him as a free agent. Quit bringing up the negatives. So that was the last time the Saints ever brought a free agent in front of the media. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Anyway, no, Brees was Miami bound. He was going. What an interesting thing. The medical doctor in Miami doesn't approve Brees's shoulder. Tells the Dolphins don't sign him. Ownership overrules Saban. Saban wanted to sign him and roll the dice like the Saints did. So the Saints get Drew Brees by like default. He's Miami bound. Miami wants to sign him. He's going to Miami, which means Nick Saban never goes to Alabama, which means Les Miles, seriously, Les Miles might, I don't know, I'm excluding the, problems with the female students. Maybe that doesn't even happen. Les Miles goes down as probably one of the greatest coaches in college football history. Even when Saban was at Alabama, those 2 LSU teams with Zach Mettenberger at QB, they were this close to beating Alabama. They beat Alabama those 2 years. They're winning national championships at least one of those years. But with no Nick Saban, Les Miles was a great recruiter. And look, Les Miles was, not perfect as a coach, but I'd say underrated. Averaged 10 wins a year at LSU. Played for 2 national titles, won 1. Some of the greatest players in LSU football history. Tyrann Mathieu, Chad Jones, Patrick Peterson. Some of the greatest LSU football players ever came through under Les Miles' watch. No, that medical doctor at Miami gives the Dolphins the green light. The fate of the Saints, Sean Payton, LSU, Les Miles, so many things change. Alabama football, it's insane. Instead, that doctor makes that call. Saban ends up at Alabama a year or so later. Becomes the single greatest college football coach in history. Alabama, the single greatest college football program in history. And I went to the Home Depot and got a 5-gallon orange bucket because I got nauseated and I thought I was going to throw up after hearing all that. Yuck. Speaking of yuck, I don't really mind it. I was going to say it's hot and muggy. I mean, summertime, this would be a glorious day. But late January, I guess you can say it's hot and muggy. 78 degrees, feels like 80, 70+% humidity. Crazy. Friday, a Coolio front rolling in. Should have some good weather over the weekend. Can you believe it? 3 weeks from tomorrow, 3 weeks, Mardi Gras Day. Each and every day, the next few weeks, it just picks up momentum, gets bigger, 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 and bigger. 3 weeks from tomorrow, Mardi Gras Day. Hey, speaking of Mardi Gras, your Mardi Gras headquarters truly is your Rouse's Markets. Over 60 Rouse's for over 60 years. 1/3 of all Rouse's Markets are in Metro New Orleans. A third of them are in Metro New Orleans. And Rouse's Markets truly is your Mardi Gras headquarters. They've got everything you need for Mardi Gras. Everything you need. Party trays, local New Orleans eats. You can get everything at your Rouse's. Ice chest, ice, all the soft drinks, beer, everything you need. And if you go into a Rouse's Market, it smells like Mardi Gras. Each and every Rouse's baking their own king cakes. A decades old, recipe. This cinnamon dough is off the charts good. 20+ different Rouse's king cakes to choose from. I'm kind of plain Jane. I like the basic cinnamon dough with icing, no filling. But there must be 15 or 20 filling choices. Go in any Rouse's, you'll smell Mardi Gras, you'll smell those king cakes, and right by the front door, tables set up with, might be over 100 king cakes. And you know what I love about Rouse's too? Individual pieces. You can get just a single or grab a couple of those, 2-3 pieces at a time instead of the whole king cake. Rouse's Markets, best quality, best price, best selection. Your home for Mardi Gras. And by the way, you can send those king cakes all around the country. Go to rouses.com to do that. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Yeah, 3 weeks from tomorrow, Mardi Gras Day. 3 weeks from Wednesday, the final day for the recall. Go sign that recall already. You want LaToya the Destroyer in as mayor for 3 more years? At the very least, by signing the recall, it doesn't recall the mayor. It sets up a recall election where the voters of Orleans Parish get to vote to either keep the mayor or oust the mayor. She has earned that. She deserves that election. Junket Cantrell, Contrary Cantrell, from the Pontalba to the trips to the deviant behavior, the clothing purchases. I mean, there's a reason the feds, the federal government, is investigating this mayor. No, do the right thing if you care about New Orleans. You have any sense of pride. Get off your lazy you-know-what and sign that recall effort already. I don't get it. Otherwise, you're just cutting off your nose to spite your face. You think the mayor's doing a good job? You want 3 more years of belligerent entitlement mentality, LaToya Cantrell? Shame on you. Do better. Do better. This is your opportunity. Sign the recall already. 3 weeks from Wednesday, that is it. Eileen Carter and Belden Baptiste, anyone could go to the Secretary of State's office. We're going to have a recall. They rarely work. This crew, led by Eileen Carter, busting their tail to get this done. Super organized, super focused. Go to nolatoya.org to find a location where you can sign. nolatoya.org. You can even print your own signature sheet, fill it out, and mail it in, or go to one of those sites and hand it in. The mayor really needs to be, at the very least, back at the polls in an election where New Orleans voters vote to keep her or oust her. She has earned that. She deserves that. Do the right thing. NoLatoya.org. NoLatoya.org. Hey, every day we do this program, it's brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park doing you right. The Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. The big store, Lamarck Ford, the number one Ford dealership in the region. The Lincoln dealership, Lamarck Lincoln, number one in the region. Over $50 million invested in that state-of-the-art facility. And now, right across the parish by the river, Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Yeah, on Jefferson Highway. It's now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park does not slow down. Every day this program on radio, television, live streaming, internet device, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Hey, I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Some Mardi Gras questions for you. First ever Mardi Gras parade. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Which crew did it? I'll give you a hint. 1857. 1857. That's pre-Civil War. That's amazing. First ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade. Here's a softball for you. Name the 3 super crews. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
What's your name? Putting in things. You like the jazz.
Dr. John, yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. I wouldn't say summer-like weather, but pretty darn close, about 80 degrees out there. Definitely feels like with that 70+% humidity, crazy. Really is. 3 weeks from tomorrow, Mardi Gras Day. 3 weeks from Wednesday, final day of the recall effort. Sign it, nolatoya.org. 15-year-old girl shot and killed. Kennedy Belton, out New Orleans East, the Little Woods area, killed by 19-year-old Andre Skinner. 24-year-old Tory Banks, a woman, killed by 19-year-old Jonathan Williams. You know what those two 19-year-olds are going to do? Life at Angola. You know what that's going to cost us? It's about $25,000 to $30,000 a year. Those two jokers going to cost us taxpayers in Louisiana about $2 million each. It's insane. Maybe we should invest that money in education and child services and things of that nature so we don't keep, producing, teenage murderers that go to jail for 60, 70 years and cost us a couple of $1 million each, literally. And the bigger picture is Kennedy Belden would be alive right now. And Tory Banks would be alive right now. Just ridiculous. We just accept this crap in New Orleans and Louisiana. It's mind-blowing. We have to do better than that, huh? Hey, speaking of better, Young's Dry Cleaning, simply better. The best dry cleaner in the region. Why don't you experience it for yourself? You tired of your dry cleaner? Young's will take care of you. Find out more. youngsdrycleaning.com. Let's go back to the phone lines. Rouse's Market's phone number, 504-766-9480. Rouse's Market's phone lines, 766-9480. Down to the parish, Chalmette, St. Bernard, where life is hot, hot, hot. Diane joins us from the parish.
Hi, Corey. How you doing?
Hey, Diane. What's going on? I heard you just left Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Is that true?
It's possible. Anything's possible.
How are you?
Hey, I'm all over the place trying to multitask like everybody else. I don't know if I'm succeeding.
No, you're right. I hop on one leg. I'm riding a unicycle. I'm juggling pins that are lit on fire, hopping through a hoop. Yep. Lots of multitasking.
In your position, I'm sure that's possible.
Yep. Yep. I hear you. So many people. What's happening?
Oh, not much. I just called her, so let me get it a try. This is taking me way back to the day when I think I used to listen to WTIX.
Wow.
And I'd call in one time on one, I think it was Evening in Paris Perfume. So it kind of, I said, let me do a flashback, see how it feels.
Wow, that is a flashback. Were you doing illegal hallucination drugs in college or something? That's a flashback.
No. No, that would be worse. I sure wouldn't be able to even drive, I'm sure.
Yep. All right. What question are you getting on, Diane?
Food is my forte. I'm sorry, Corey. I don't know if it is. Is it the Croup Comus?
Oh, you're talking about what? The first ever New Orleans Mardi Gras parade?
Uh-huh.
1857, the Mystic Crew of Comus is correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Yay!
What do we have for her, Johnny?
Yeah, you're right. Now, Diane, you got some choices to make. You're in Chalmette. The Slidell location at Gauze and I-10's probably 20 minutes from you, but then you might head to Mid-City, New Orleans, or maybe the Metairie location. You got some choices.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go to Metairie. I'm not sure.
New Orleans is the flagship,
anyway,
Canal
Street. Anyway,
Street.
Corey, it'll be welcome. I really appreciate it, and thank you.
No, my pleasure. Good job on the Comus answer. Excellent.
Thank you.
I don't think Comus rolls anymore, do they?
I don't think so either. In fact, I'm living in Chalmette. I'm wondering if we're having a parade this year. I forgot.
I used to go to Jupiter.
I'm getting old now, Corey. I know, they say what I say I write it down, then I highlight what I did, then I lose the whole book. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. I used to go.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Corey, go ahead.
I said I used to go to the Jupiter parade in Chalmette 40 years ago.
I think so. Right. It's been a while. Yeah. It was great, though. It really was great. Great people out here, of course. So you know that.
My dad's cousin was Fred Segure.
That's very familiar sounding. Yeah.
He developed Buccaneer Village, Carolyn Park, the Wrigley's Estates.
Of course,
yeah.
Yes.
He was a bigwig, but very humble, ridiculously successful, and insanely humble. Just a true gentleman, a great guy.
And when you say that's the character that's most needed,
yep,
intelligent but humble.
Yeah, he was all of that. He hard work, and he was a great man. Boy, Diane, I'll tell you what. Pre-Katrina, I bet you Chalmette was 90% white. Now I think it's maybe 50, 60% white and a huge black and Latino population now in the parish.
I've never took a survey, Corey, but I find down here everybody pretty much gets along. I find they tolerate too many things down here. I think we take it outside or something. Everybody, I teach my kids to respect everybody. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
Person, pushing a basket, give him some due. So it's all about what's taught, and at some degree as well, Corey. And so I don't know. That's a big space we're thinking about right now.
Yeah, no, I think what you said is right. From the grass cutter, the person bagging your groceries, to the Fred Segure millionaire guy. Yeah. I try to treat everybody exactly the same with courtesy and respect. And I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, tall, short. It doesn't matter to me. I like people and I like good people. Good people are just fantastic. So I don't care. I don't judge until you start doing bad stuff or negative stuff, and then I get away.
Yeah, and you have to teach that also. You respect everybody. Of course, you don't do what they do on certain terms, of course.
Yeah.
And that has to be taught, and sometimes people do grow up with hardships. And so, you try and see, I try and see the soul as well as the physical qualities. And I think de-escalation with people, when you see somebody that's a little wigged out, it comes into play if you got a brain in your head. You know what I'm saying?
I got to tell you this, Diane. I and I mean this as a compliment. Taught, hardship. You got the yaddiest accent around. I love it.
I know. Somebody told me, "Are you from New York?"
Yeah.
Why do you say that? I always get that. Yeah.
Well, you want to know why, huh? The same.
I had a nasal condition. I don't know.
No, the same immigrants in the late 1800s that went to New York came to New Orleans, port cities, Irish, Italian, Germans. So we are Astoria, Long Island, Brooklyn, very similar accents.
Right, that's true. Yeah, we are. Yeah, of course, we are melting pot. The greatest food, the greatest everything, if you look at it that way.
Someone taught you right, and you probably don't have a lot of hardships because of it.
Once again, I think, you got to keep going, Corey. Once again, I do, like you said, the gentleman, Mr. Segure, I think humble is the key. He's an intelligent man, but he was humble, because some people, they get in office or they do certain things. Well, humility helps,
Yep, you're right on the money. Hey, Diane, will you hang on a second?
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. That's Diane down in the parish, Chalmette. Say, but well, life is hard. She just picked up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Yeah, you're right. Good job, Diane. Hey, television audience, we're about to be out of here 4 to 5:30 every single weekday afternoon. And in about 40 seconds or so, it'll be 5:30. So if you want to keep watching, go to YouTube right now, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground, or go to CoreyTalks.com. You can watch or listen. 93.9 FM too, 93.9 FM, Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333 viewers. We're out of here in about 20 seconds. See you tomorrow at 4 p.m., but the show seamlessly continues with Jefferson joining us in Slidell. Hey, Jefferson.
What up, Corey? How you doing, man?
What up, man? What a great first name, Jefferson. I love it.
Oh, yeah, I've been called worse, especially by my wife.
I bet.
You know, just piggybacking off of what that I honestly forgot what I was calling about originally, but that gal, right, you talked about the demographics of Chalmette. And before Katrina, I can remember, man, Chalmette was, the people down there were just different. They were, they were just very welcoming. And then they still are, but I say all that, Slidell's got quite the mix now too.
Yep.
We got a lot of African Americans moving over here, and hey, the more the merrier, man. As long as you come in to pay taxes and drive up my housing value, I can care less what color you are.
No, exactly. No, there's no doubt, Jefferson. It just shows the diversity of our city and all of that. I'll never forget post Katrina, just the racist stuff. In New Orleans East, the leadership was like, they're trying to change the demographic, just all this nonsense. And then Chalmette, you only can rent to a relative. It was just overt racism from both the black and white. It was insane. And, thank goodness righteousness prevailed and none of that stuck. Anyway.
Yeah, to me, the notion behind racism just I don't get it, and maybe because I'm just wired up. But I don't want to hurt nobody, emotionally, physically. I don't want to put my hands on anybody. There's nothing anyone can say to me about my wife, about my mom, anything sensitive that would cause me to have a physical altercation. I don't get it, man. People these days, they're just ready to go blow for blow. It's like, I don't know. Need to increase anxiety medicine.
You're right. In New Orleans, these young thugs that'll just shoot you because they don't think about consequences. To the meathead with my truck is protected by Smith & Wesson. Like, you want to shoot someone? It's insane. No, there's a mentality not only in New Orleans, Louisiana, all around the country of that just meathead, dopey, not thinking about consequences. I mean, talking to a buddy the other day, one of these casinos in Mississippi, this was years ago. They had a fight at the blackjack table. Guy goes out to his car, gets a gun, goes back in and shoots the guy. What he hit on a 7 or something? Or, really, you shoot the guy? Good, you go into jail now for the rest of your life, and you took a life. I mean, people are crazy, insane. I don't, when I was younger, I'd look at people and when they're driving strange and get a license and you cut me off, I just let people do whatever the hell they want to do. I just get out of the way, man.
Yeah, same here, man. And you know how I feel? I'm a concealed carry holder, and only for the God forbid ever opportunity, if I'm the only time I'd ever shoot somebody, I'd have to be in the backed in a corner with me and my kids and nowhere else to go. And I'd probably miss. But anyway, I feel for these police officers, these military service members who have to do what they have to do in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
And take somebody's life. I don't care, the biggest hateful thug on planet Earth. If I took anybody's life, it would mess me up for the rest of my own.
Well, because you're a normal person, Jefferson. These other people, I'll blow them away. It's like, and you're going to just have a regular life after that? These people don't have a conscience. Anyone who's wishing to shoot someone, I hope the guy messes with me, I'll blow him away. You just mentioned you have a concealed weapon. Chances are someone that's robbing you, they'll have a gun in your face. You won't even be able to pull it, The quick draw, Clint Eastwood shooting apples from this, off the tree for the kid to catch him in the hat. It's called Hollywood, ricocheting bullets, all this stuff. It's all Hollywood, folks that know firearms, that know guns, that aren't gun zealots. They understand what it's all about, and they hope and pray they never use them. The real military folks, the real police, hope they never have to pull their weapon. Only these lunatics, want to shoot someone, think like that. It's crazy. And like you said, they might shoot themselves, shoot their wife, shoot the dog, shoot the kids, anybody but the perpetrator. No, it's a lot of people are crazy, Jefferson. Yeah, and probably miss. That's these thugs. You think these inner city New Orleans kids know how to shoot? They don't know how to shoot at all. You go to the range, they'd miss the target. They just fire the whole magazine in the direction of the target and hope they hit it. They probably miss most of the time, or they hit, innocent bystanders. You're totally right. Probably miss.
I'll leave you with this, man, and it's not just the thug. It's not just the quote unquote criminals. I don't know if you watched that Memphis video camera, police officer camera.
Sickening.
That was awful. Those guys, I don't know. It was almost as if that was gang related, and the police were the other gang. The way that guy's like close to his house, no threat at all, just beating him to a pulp. That's the scum of the earth, in my opinion. Just abusing ganging up on somebody, bullying, street bullying. But anyway, Corey, thanks for letting me vent. Take it easy, brother.
Yeah, you're right, Jefferson. Right back at you. Take it easy, Jefferson and Slidell. No, that Memphis thing is sickening. When that kid's screaming, begging for his mother. I mean, that he knows he's dying, and I don't understand that. And like all cops are bad or defund the police. That's the equal and opposite. That's insane. But no, I don't understand the 5 policemen, the Rodney King type mentality. It's like they're down. Okay. You don't have to keep going. But those 5 cops, they're probably going to go to jail for the rest of their lives. It's crazy. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Still got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. And it's the softball question. All the tough ones were answered. Name the 3 super crews at Mardi Gras. You give me that answer, I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 504-766-9480. Hey, they're closed tomorrow, but they're open tonight till 9:30. I'm talking about Lebanon's Cafe. With this weather, you can dine outside tonight at Lebanon's, under the green awning, under the oak trees on the streetcar line. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in the city and priced right. It's one of the best parts about Lebanon's Cafe. Fresh, big portions, authentic Lebanese Middle Eastern food, and priced right. Lebanon's Cafe, right there on Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. They're open till 9:30. Yeah, and outdoor dining. Check out Lebanon's Cafe. Hey, when we come back, we're going to beeline about 80 miles up the I-10. Brett Martel is going to join us from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, Dale Brown Court, where Kim Mulkey's 3rd-ranked LSU Tigers are taking on a legendary program in women's hoops, Tennessee. I think the Vols, with you count those votes, ranked around 29th in this week's poll. But Kim Mulkey's crew 20-0. My God, what a fantastic coach Kim Mulkey is. It's almost 80 degrees outside. You can knock out your paint projects this week. Helm Paint and Decorating has everything you need. High-quality Benjamin Moore products and all the accessories to do that paint job correctly. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, do it once. Do it right. Let them steer you in the right direction. 7 locations, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore, plus free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro New Orleans. Helm Paint and Decorating.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
This is what Drew Brees thinks about Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Actually, Brees doesn't think at all about Super Discount Store, but they do have the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law for beer, alcohol, and wine. Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store!
Hey everyone, it's Casey Kasem with another top 40 hit that's sweeping the nation. Because I'm Vappy.
Because I'm Vappy, supposed to be patrolling the streets as a cop. Instead, I do it my way. Because I'm Vappy, hanging out at the Puntalba apartment with Junket Cantrell all day. Because I'm Vappy, on the clock, not patrolling the streets. Instead, kicking back and still getting paid. Because I'm Vappy, waiting for the cable man, watering plants and chilling, hey, because I'm Vappy on the city payroll, not working, because Fontalba's such a nice place to stay, because I'm Vappy earning lots of money, because who wants to work when one can play, because I'm Vappy violent crime in the city, but hanging with the mayor, got nothing more to say, because I'm Vappy, because I'm Vappy, because I'm Vappy.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you every day. We do it live from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. You better have your air conditioning working. It's like 80 degrees, and it's going to be that way for the next 2 or 3 days. Friday, a Coolio front rolling in over the weekend. You're going to need your heat working right. If you need air conditioning or heat help, I got the guys for you. I got the crew. River Cities Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately because you're inconvenienced. Your AC or your heat's not working. It's cold or hot outside. You want it working. River City's Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come right now. You can find them online, nolaac.com, nolaac.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Hey, let's beeline up the I-10, about 80 miles or so. Brett Martel joins us live from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center and Dale Brown Court, where the number 3 Lady Tigers are about to do battle with 29th ranked Tennessee, the Vols. What's happening, Brett?
Hey, Corey.
How's it going?
Good. I'm actually outside the arena.
Nice. Beautiful day, man.
Try to find a quieter place to talk.
Tell Mike the Tiger I said hello.
Okay. I'm actually standing between Shaq and Pete Maravich right now.
Wow. How are those statues?
Looking good, Maravich has the ball behind his back.
That's perfect. The Pete Maravich statue is incredible. It's a statue. So it's like the one thing, the one shot that kind of, describes sort of encompasses what those players are about. Is Shaq like the double hand dunk pulling down the rim?
Exactly, with his knees bent up towards his like his waist.
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And Maravich with the ball behind his back is perfect. What's the third statue? Is Simone Augustus, I guess?
Yeah, she's just taking her jump shot, and so is Pettit. He's taking his jump shot.
Oh yeah, Bob Pettit. I forgot that's a deserving statue. Bob Pettit, one of the best at LSU and one of the best in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brett.
So yeah,
it's almost like you think there's a men's game going on. I mean, the environment's. It's going to be 10,000 or so at the PMAC, maybe more, right?
Yep. It's been sold out for a while.
That's awesome, man. So maybe 12,000 plus. That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to see that it can draw like this. Generating a lot of excitement.
I mean, Kim Mulkey, Brett. She comes to LSU, 3rd in the land, 20th ranked. It's only her 2nd season. Baylor, for the first time in 20 years, is out of the top 25. I mean, Kim Mulkey is a major difference maker, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who thought that she might be losing her competitive edge coming to Louisiana for that huge contract at the end of her, what would seem like the twilight of her career is, I guess, sorely mistaken because she seems as competitive as ever. She's recruiting as well as ever. She's demanding her players get back on defense as much as ever, and they're winning.
Yep. I would think, not trying to, disagree with you, but if she was 65, 68, I'd say twilight of her career. I think she's right under 60 years old. I remember I was high school heading in LSU, and she was with those ponytails running the La Tech offense, and then coaching under, I want to say, Barmore for a few years before she went to Baylor. So she could have a decade or more left.
Absolutely, Corey. I mean, the way, as long as she remains motivated and wants to do it. I mean, clearly she came here wanting to win a national championship and believed that she had all the resources she needed to do it. And I don't actually think anybody thought it was going to happen this fast.
No, I don't think anyone could think that. It's Brian Kelly, Jay Johnson, Kim Mulkey. I think Matt McMahon's going to get it done eventually. I mean, he didn't have a scholarship player back in April. Just amazing what Scott Woodward has done at LSU in the last few years.
Right. I mean, it's looking like the jury's still out a little bit on the baseball coach, but recruiting-wise, he's winning. They just need to get to Omaha and actually prove it on the field. Obviously the football hire went way better than anybody thought the first year. And the women's basketball hire has gone well. Now the men's basketball hire was, it's kind of gone off the rails a little bit, but it was expected to be a transitional year, and they wanted to move on completely from the old regime.
Yep.
So we'll have to give that one a little time, but it's that one has not gone better than expected.
Brett Martel is with us from the AP, joining us live right outside the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Hey, Brett, I think Sean Payton, he likes manipulating things through the national media. I think finally he's saying something that's really truthful. In the next week, we're going to know a lot more. I think that's very accurate. This week is key. Boy, you got to hope Arizona signs Sean Payton. Good for Sean Payton, good for Arizona, good for the Saints. It's kind of a win-win-win. I hope that goes down.
Right. I mean, it's the only thing that's not ideal is that it's an NFC team, which means that the Saints could, feasibly see him, once every other year or so.
Once every 4 years, or once every 3 years, I guess, and then in the playoffs potentially.
Well, sometimes you play non-divisional same conference teams twice in, 2 years in a row. Like the Saints did to Philadelphia the last couple of years. So, it just really a lot of that depends on like strength of schedule formulas and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if he were to be in the AFC, then you would only see him once every 4 years.
Right.
So obviously Arizona's the NFC. The Saints could see him more, which can be a little bit awkward for fans. But frankly, I don't think the Saints can worry about that. I think they need to worry about if he gets a job, do they get the compensation they want, and they continue to move on in the direction they want to move on from.
Yep, no doubt. I hope this goes down. I thought that was, a 7+ hour meeting. And then Sean Payton and Bill Bidwell get in Bidwell's car and drive off. Now, could have been to bring him to the airport, back to his hotel, showing him neighborhoods where he lives. At the very worst, they're continuing the discussion, Brett. They could have ended it after 7 hours and Payton leaves and gets in his car, leaves by himself. So I thought 7+ hours meeting, and then that wasn't enough. Bidwell and Payton get in the car by themselves and drive off. That was a positive. I'm not saying the deal's done. I'm just saying that was a positive.
Yeah, I think it's a big, big decision for both parties. Frankly, I think it sounds and looks to me like Arizona's, ready to hire him. And it's just a matter of whether they can give the Saints what they want for him and whether Payton really wants to do this job right now or whether he wants to think about it some more and maybe wait another year. It's a huge decision. There's a lot to weigh. But we'll have to see. I think that
all the teams know the compensation reportedly, like Loomis granting permission to these teams is saying, okay, I'll grant you permission, but this is pretty much what I want. And the team's like, okay, let's do the interview. Now, maybe they're just doing that to get the interview going. If they really want Payton, they'll start renegotiating on the compensation. But for Arizona, for instance, I don't think they're going to give up that number 3 overall, but you get their second round pick in this year's draft. You get their first rounder next year. And I think Payton can sell to Bidwell, hey, man, we're not giving up the 3, which I want. We're giving up a second. And then next year's number 1, it'll be in the 20s because I'm going to win right away. That would be kind of the sell I think Payton would have on Bidwell. There are rumors going around, reports that Loomis is demanding 2 number 1s. I say more power to Loomis, but everything's a negotiation. What do you think?
Well, those rumors are based on, Loomis told us that directly that the compensation would be different for every team, depending on that he would want a combination of things for every team that are about equal. But every team has different assets to offer.
Yep.
So the formula for every team is going to be different as to what the Saints demand. But obviously, Loomis is an accountant. He loves running numbers and spreadsheets, and he has a numerical value in mind for Sean Payton. And so the teams are going to have to come up with a combination of assets, whatever that combination is for each individual team, to meet the numerical value that Loomis has. So there may have been an instance in which he said, well, in your case, I want a number 1 this year and a number 1 next year to one team. And so now people who aren't maybe as informed as they should be are extrapolating that to mean that that's the price for every team. And it's just not. But
no, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a good point. Hey, the quarterback market, I've been saying all along, chances are better than not that come September this year, Andy Dalton is the Saints starting quarterback. And I was just saying it just based off of who you can get and what it's going to cost to get them. And then you see this I think the Saints have the largest, cap problem in the league. What are they, 57 million they got to get rid of?
I think it's in that neighborhood. They have issues, of course, but I think, they've always, I don't know if it's the worst they've ever had. And frankly, Loomis will always find a way around it. There might be some pain involved,
Yeah.
But yeah, I certainly, they thought that Dalton was a serviceable quarterback this year. He's only going to know the system better next year. He'll definitely get an opportunity. But I would also expect an introduction of competition for him to get that job. But it won't be the same. It won't be quite as awkward where he just comes in and says, I'm the backup, Jameis is the starter. And the next thing you know, they lose faith in Jameis and he's the starter. I think next year you're going to training camp with Andy has a chance to remain starter, and he's going to have to beat out this guy, whoever that guy may be that they bring in.
Brett Martel's with us live from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, where number 3 LSU, the Lady Tigers, will do battle with the Lady Vols, the 29th ranked team in the land. A Super Bowl first, Brett. 2 black quarterbacks starting, Pat Mahomes, Jalen Hurst.
Yep. Well, I think that it's meaningful, but hopefully it doesn't mean anything soon. If we can get past that. I mean, technically, I think Mahomes' mom is Caucasian, but anyway, it's the idea that it's a meritocracy and it doesn't really matter what they look like, where they came from, as long as they're, competent players. And it's nice I think that, we're getting closer and closer to that in major professional sports all the time.
Yep.
And certainly in football, when you have a situation, like you said, with 2 quarterbacks that identify as African-American,
yep,
starting for each team. I think it's a great thing. It's also a great thing for Jalen Hurts, I think, who's allowed people to underestimate him and has never really complained about it. He's just gone out and kept winning.
Yeah.
And it makes him a good story.
Well, he left Alabama for Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was arguably, they felt that Tua was the better quarterback for them at that time, and that may not have been the wrong decision. So he went to Oklahoma, and he did great with Oklahoma. They didn't win a championship, but they were really, really strong with him. And he came in to the Eagles, everyone expecting him to be a backup. And he emerged as a starter, and now they can't not start him. It got to that point where they had to keep playing him. And he's emerged as really, now he could go down in history as one of the great Eagles quarterbacks if he continues on his trajectory.
Mama Kelsey's jersey, the half Eagles, half Kansas City jersey. Her 2 boys, Travis, the tight end for KC, Jason, the Eagles center. That's a great story for her and football in general.
Yeah, it's a neat story. It reminds me of the Super Bowl that we had here in New Orleans, and I did stories on the Harbaugh brothers coaching. In this case, I'm trying to remember, did the Kelsey who plays for Philadelphia, was he playing for them when they beat the Patriots? Or was he too young? Or
yeah, that's a good question.
I know at least one of her sons is one with Kansas City. She says she's not cheering for anybody, and she got the split jersey and blah, blah, blah. And her son says she can't lose. But I think she'd be happier if one son hasn't won and that son gets to experience a Super Bowl win. I think any parent would kind of be happier with that, and they would think, well, because parents are obsessed with fairness among their children. It's like, well, you already have a Super Bowl ring. It's his turn now. So.
Brett Martel's with us for a few more minutes with the Associated Press. Brett, that win streak, hottest team in the NBA, number 1 record in the West. 6 weeks later, just on a major downward spiral. 3-13, I think, in their last 16, if I'm not mistaken, the Pels.
Yeah, and obviously 8 losses in a row.
Ouch.
And the big problem for them is just that, they've had issues with health at the same time that their schedule got very difficult. And I just think it's just it's a recipe for a losing streak.
Yep.
And so, and it's not just getting unhealthy and the schedule getting more difficult. It's the very best players in the team being unhealthy.
Yeah.
And then, and then one of them is just coming back. So
right.
He's rusty and he's not 100% conditioning wise or in the groove or chemistry wise or anything. And the other one's still out. And then, he's getting rested and back to back. So he couldn't even play in Milwaukee.
Yep.
It's just, they're going to have to ride it out.
Yep. No doubt. Brett, Blue Boy's barking. Hey, Brett, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Great to be on, Corey. Great show. See ya.
That's Blue Boy saying, see you mañana.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.